Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna shift gears a little, do something different than out at the range. Last night we got a pretty intense storm. Blew in real hard. We had like 40-50 mile an hour winds with gusts in the 70 to 80 range. Dumped a lot of rain really fast, and the road out to my property is still kind of muddy and underwater. So I thought today we would hop inside my kind of reloading room. I've converted a bedroom in my house to house all my reloading stuff. And I had mentioned on a post last week that I have a little bit different process for cleaning my brass. So I figured we'd take a look at that today and start getting some use out of this workbench that I'm almost done building. Got the top layer finished, and I'm going to finish sanding the middle and lower shelf this evening, and then I'm putting up another shelf at the back. Okay, so I'm going to shift behind the camera. Now, I grabbed a few pieces of brass from my dirty pile. Now this is what things typically look like before starting. So dirty brass, what I tend to do is I'll run these through the Lee APP just to deprime my rifle brass. So typically on rifle, I'll deprime first, but I mean, this is very typical for what they look like. You know, just typical carbon and gunk is on them. Pistol brass, sometimes I don't get it all picked up in the same weekend. So, you know, some of them will get dirtier than others. There's one. So I'll have some that come out and they've got mud still caked on, but I don't worry too much about that, mainly because what I do is I've got so much other stuff going on. I'll clean brass during the week, and what I use is this exact brand of rice right here, Nishiki Premium Grade. You want to get the medium grain, specially selected. I found this stuff on Amazon and able to get a 15-pound bag. I don't remember the price, but it's not very expensive. But you know, I'm getting down to a little left in there, so I got another bag ready to go when I'm ready for that. But here, let's just leave that. There you go. Leave that back there so you can see the brand name if what I'm about to show you is something you're interested in. Okay, so typically what I'm going to do is just use a basic vibratory tumbler. So I put in about this much rice, all right? I just fill it up pretty decent. You can tell that it is on the dirty side right now. Okay, let's take a little look here. So it is white rice when it starts out, but after cleaning, it is pulling all that carbon and sticking it onto the rice. But anyways, what I typically do, take this, I'll dump in, I don't even know. I'll get handfuls and just chunk them in there. And what I honestly do is I'll just turn it on in the evening and then let it run all night. I'll check it in the morning before I go to work. And if it looks like it still needs a little more, I just let it run all day, all night. I'll run it for 24 hours some days, just because I mean, I'm not doing anything else with it, so might as well let it run and get as much buildup knocked off as possible. After that, drop it into the tumbler or the media separator, and I'll spin them. Now I will spin this like really hard. Like I'll get after it. I go almost to the point that the centrifugal force will start carrying the brass over. As soon as it starts doing that, I'll slow down just a little bit so that it gets a good tumble inside there. that does a really good job at knocking the rice out of like the pistol brass. It likes to get down into the mouth and sometimes into the flash hole. So if I can tumble it really hard, I'll end up with, maybe a dozen to 15 pieces that I've got to pop out. A piece of rice will get stuck there in the flash hole. But I actually found this tool. It's a Lyman, but it's just a flash hole cleaner. So typically, easiest thing is just to push that through, and you'll find the pressure, and just pop that piece of rice out, and then toss it in the pile, and you're good to go. Move on to the next piece. But I just want to show, so this is one batch of brass that I have already sized, trimmed, and swaged. So this stuff is ready for primer and powder bullet, you know. But as you can see here, I mean, these guys are super, super shiny. So that's typically only accomplished with, you know, wet tumbling with stainless steel pins. Since I do deep prime these before I run them through, my flash holes are, for the most part, pretty clean. I mean, this is really overkill for what I do at this point. I'm not at a super precision level yet, but see if you can get in there and see. There is just a little bit of a carbon ring right inside those guys. But for the most part, they're pretty clean. So rifle brass comes out looking great. I grabbed a handful of some pistol brass here. I was afraid that was going to happen. This is next on my to run through the progressive, but I'll run pistol through on my progressive press, and you know, deep prime first station as it sizes, and then you know, priming on the press there. But I mean, as you can see, this stuff is super shiny. The obvious benefit of leaving the primer in is that you don't have to worry about cleaning the flash holes. But you know, on pistol, I'm not as concerned about it. On the rifle, I tend to want to get as much cleaned out of there as possible, but not sit there with a little brush or a primer pocket cleaner and scrub that little bit out of every single one. So, you know, I mean, that one there, hard to see with this kind of camera, but it is, I mean, almost perfect. You'd hardly want to clean any more on that. But as you can see, it is super shiny. I don't know if you got any questions about this, feel free to let me know. Okay, so hey, that's kind of my process for cleaning brass. It comes out super shiny, which makes it look really good. You know, no functional benefit to being that shiny, but I like it. It looks really nice. You know, it's easier to deal with as you're going through the next steps of reloading when it's just nice and clean and shiny. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them down below. Anything else you want to see on reloading? I am very, very new to this, but I'm kind of dove in deep, and we'll just say I went far into the rabbit hole on this project. So, you know, I'm learning pistol reloading, I'm learning rifle reloading. I haven't got into shot shell yet, but you know, somewhere in the future I intend to do that as well. But as of right now, I am still kind of building and setting up my reloading room and then getting all my equipment up and going. But just wanted to make a quick video about, you know, kind of first step, which is cleaning your brass. And, you know, we'll go into some other stuff on next videos. I've got a lot of cool things, I think, that I've kind of collected over the last year and a half getting into this. Some things I want to share with people that, maybe steer away from some stuff that didn't work out like I thought it would, and things that are super, super beneficial that I would highly recommend. So let's take a quick look just around my reloading room, and if you see anything that looks interesting, go ahead and let me know, and I'll try to make a video on that before it comes up in the normal process that we're going through here. So, all right, let's take a look. Okay, so this is the bench that I'm currently working on. Coming along. This bench back here is going to be my rifle bench. So I've got the Mech Marksman. I've got storage set up. I'll have eventually this little 3-shelf thing will be either tucked up under there or tucked under this other bench over here. But as of right now, all of my rifle stuff's over here. So I've got the CPS competition primer cedar back there from Primal Rights, my Lee press that I just used for depriming, my mech, all on ultra or inline fabrication ultra mounts with quick change here. Testing out that new Frankfurt Arsenal dropper. It's actually really nice. I got a A&D EJ123 scale. My Henderson trimmer down there. That is definitely one thing that saves a ridiculous amount of time. I gave up on that Hornady lathe style trimmer after like 5 pieces of brass. I was like, I don't have time for that. But storage around the back. Little bookshelf up there. Pistol side over here. Got the Hornady set up, and still tweaking. I changed dies to these Lyman Pro dies, so I got seating and crimping separate. I was having problems with the seat and crimp die from Hornady, so tweaking that around. I think I've got it about set up to where it's ready to roll at higher speeds now. But more inline stuff along the wall than kind of my little plastic shelf where I store everything. So it's a long process, but finally getting there. Hey, thanks for watching this video on my brass cleaning process, how I use the Nishiki white rice and get my stuff super, super shiny. If you could, please go ahead, subscribe to my channel. I am trying to grow it. And leave a like if you enjoyed the content today. And got any questions, ask them down below. I'll help out as best that I can, and keep coming back. We're going to have some more stuff in here in the reloading room and lots more from out at the range. Just finished building my VTAC barricade walls, so those will be coming up next probably. But anyways, hope you're having a great day. Keep coming back for more, and we'll see you next time. Thank you much. Bye.